That's awful.
Oh my. Oh.
Hey guys, welcome back to Third Street Reactions. I'm Shane.
I'm Malachi.
I'm Tom.
We're back with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 version, Season 3, Episode 16. All right, last episode we had the Beijing episode.
Yeah.
And you know how much I love anti-gravity reactor technology because I love UFO stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a weird idea to think about a major city floating like a mile up in the air?
There's no way it could have been a mile because of the oxygen level being, but, it was high, right? Yeah, oxygen level. Absolutely. They couldn't survive like that.
Well, I thought the blue shield would protect them from the oxygen.
There was a blue shield there?
Yeah, and I actually thought that they made mention of the height. I can't remember. Anyone in the comments, let us know if they...
Yeah, probably wrong if there was a blue shield there. If they could be in space with
and it might not have been, because how high up is our atmosphere before you start getting into what we consider to be like space?
I don't know.
It's like miles, isn't it? Well, because you got to think.
I thought it's 2.5 miles.
Commercial planes fly at what, like 30,000 feet?
Yes.
So you're looking
35,000 feet, yes.
So that's like what, 6 miles up in the air?
Let me look. I'm going to look right now. You're right, about 5.5 to 7.5 miles up. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's how high up that was on this episode. I really honestly feel like they made mention maybe of roughly how high up it was. I honestly just can't remember.
It starts getting hard to breathe at about 8,000 feet, which is about 1.5 miles. So Everest, I know Everest.
So Tom Cruise is... Oh, never mind. He was in a suit. Never mind.
For what?
The Halo jump?
Yeah, they have oxygen tanks, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it didn't seem, and you might be right, because it didn't seem like it took that long for the city to go back down to Earth.
And Everest, which I did make a mistake there. I thought it was like 3 miles.
That's not the highest mountain, actually.
Everest is the highest mountain you can scale. Okay.
The highest mountain, technically.
We can, yeah, the
There's
highest
one
we can climb.
in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's part of the ocean.
So, Everest is 5.5 miles high at the highest, and you can't scale without oxygen. I mean, I think there's maybe one person who did. But the oxygen there is only 1/3 of what it is at sea level. And that's how most people die. Anyway, so that was a little detour. But, yeah, we had a Mauser 2.0 built by the protege, Dr. Chaplin.
And those were kind of cool, those upgraded ones. They were bigger and...
Yeah, they had a really cool design. Mm-hmm. Action figure-wise, I think that'd be pretty cool. I always think of a design like how cool would it be to play with if I was a kid. We also had Honeycutt come back in the form of, like, he was like in this little pocketbook Pokedex type thing.
Yeah, he got downloaded. Yeah. He downloaded himself into Donnie's little handheld.
Yeah.
He can only remember a certain amount of things, though. So.
Yeah, he considered Michelangelo unessential data, which is, that's a slap in the face. But anyway, so they were able to land the city, but it was turned around.
You're like, wait a minute.
Like 180 degrees.
Doesn't the sun rise and you're like, well, how would you have a frame of reference for that?
Yeah, you wouldn't have a frame of reference. All you would know is you landed.
The Forbidden City.
I mean, now, if we were at Walmart, or if I was out here and the sun was in a different place, I'd go, oh, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? But, like, I didn't just drop out of the sky.
Right.
So, like...
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, they had to give us something that way you can articulate it to the children who are watching it at the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. Anyways, guys, before we jump in, if you want to support us, leave a comment down below. Also, check us out on Patreon for our full uncut reactions and early access. Let's jump in.
It is not the planetary alignment the human race should fear.
No.
It is what...
Pink eyes, they're back.
Oh, they're so ugly.
They're ugly as hell. Well, they're freaky looking.
They're ugly as sin.
I love being.
What happened to Earth?
Mikey. Yep.
Mikey, you doofus.
The planets are just too far apart to exhibit any additional gravitational pull. Maybe there's something in the news about...
How often are there New Yorks in...
Rating it at 7.8 on the Richter scale.
That's big.
That's a big one.
We may be witnessing the birth of a new island, or even a subcontinent, with
What?
displacement of water due to reach the eastern seaboard within the hour.
They're gonna be screwed because they're in the sewer.
Hey guys, check it out.
What's Splinter doing?
Meditating.
This crystal was completely burnt out. It might have something to do with the alignment.
That's a big assumption.
What? It's Pluto. Who cares about Pluto?
Poor Pluto.
Pluto was still a planet here.
Something to do with the crystal moon.
Yeah.
and the
I hate they
underground
changed
city.
that.
Me too. Me too.
I did a report on Pluto
You did?
in school. Yeah.
Remember, Donnie, you promised I could drive.
I had this thing of like your grandpa like just ripping it, just spilling on the ground.
Sorry.
That would be a bumpy ride.
Dude, if that water's starting to flood, it's going to flood this place first.
What's wrong with this picture? Whoa!
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, this joint is jumping.
Here you go, Malachi, your buddies.
This is what's going to happen when they release all those UFO documents.
Oh,
So, they have returned.
He was a villain, right?
I think we're gonna have our answer shortly.
Is it their heartbeats?
Oh,
It is, I'm telling you.
Could you please tell us? Hey, it's like they don't even see us. They see us. They just don't care.
They're so far above us.
Well, it looks like somebody cares.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what he activated when he threw those things in there, I
it's
think.
like, what is it, like a lava monster?
Any suggestions?
Yeah, let's kick the magma out of them.
Kick the magma.
How you gonna do that?
Oh,
Oh, yep.
Oh, well, they...
How do we fight monsters made out of lava?
Look at that. Oh,
oh.
That thing slagged my blade!
I'd crash out.
Are running?
So Raph doesn't even have his weapons.
no. And Donatello lost his bow last episode, right? Or 2 episodes ago? Dude, why are they all balding?
Jesus Christ, they look like...
We're boxed in!
How'd you going that way?
Not good.
Let's make it good!
Oh.
Does that work, really?
Why do we keep coming back down here?
I have asked myself that very same question.
Let me guess you. Otherwise they'll walk right through.
You should not have returned.
That's exactly what I told them. But would they listen? No.
I don't know what you're up to, buddy, but you better knock it off, huh?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Or you will what?
That's a bitch ass move, dude.
After 10,000 years, a new day is dawning for my people.
These just like pre-human? What are they?
I needed your help to maintain my city.
So you lied.
So I said what I had to.
I don't understand. What is it you Olympians are trying to do?
Reshape the world.
Oh, God.
I love those maniacal laughs.
Well, why don't they stack each other up and jump through the hole in the ceiling that they fell through?
This is gonna take a month!
Hey, just cut to this. Like that.
Good. It's too far up.
Like, Dad.
You're telling me that they couldn't do the...
No.
More lava monsters.
Oh no.
No, it's gonna be a good person.
Yeah,
Come with me if you want to live.
Look at her. She's awesome.
that's what the Terminator says. Come with me if you want to live.
Don't you want it then?
All will be revealed. Follow me.
Nope.
Bitch, tell me what's going on.
My name is Versalia, but I am not like the others. In the Chamber of Chronicles, you
Oh.
will see the truth of the past.
We see the history.
We were of a different age, a time long ago when Olympians held unassailable dominion over the earth. We were the first.
They're still bald.
The heavens bestowed upon us
How?
power beyond the sun crystal came to rest high upon Mount Timaeus. The planets aligned and empowered our sun crystal, charging it with unbelievable energy.
Okay.
Crystal energy which we harnessed to build the largest, most splendid civilization on Earth. We began to believe ourselves superior to all others. We enslaved
Enslaved,
many innocent humans, and when they could not perform the jobs we imposed upon them, the power of our crystal sun was used to mutate them into creatures.
That's awful.
Oh my. Oh.
Water breathers to bring us the bounty of the sea. Monstrous beasts of burden to raise our monuments and dig our canals. And avians to patrol the skies, preventing certain Atlanteans from escaping.
They look fine.
Atlanteans who, like me, detested them.
Yeah, I mean, if I just had some
I'd
wings.
rather have that duty.
Yeah, wings and shit.
The human cultures banded together and launched an attack.
Look at them. They're jealous.
The Atlanteans were taken by surprise.
Whoa.
But many slaves were allied with the human forces. Fabled island of Atlantis sank beneath the waves.
What a story.
Yeah.
You mean Atlantis is really Atlantis? You guys are from the lost city of Atlantis.
We may be all that remains of the once great civilization. A few of us managed to escape destruction and took a fragment of the sun crystal. This smaller power source ultimately began to weaken. And without slaves, the Atlanteans found they were ill-equipped to survive on their
What are we gonna do
own.
without slaves?
It was his task to watch over the city until the crystal moon could be recharged. The crystal moon is recharged, and the High Council are using it to raise our ancient city from the sea.
Most of the human race will be wiped out. It'll be the end of the world as we know it.
Then we gotta stop him.
Maybe
Well.
we can take a...
This Atlantean armor will protect you from the lava wraiths.
Oh.
If you
Okay.
dislodge the fire crystals from within their body, the lava monster...
Suit up, boys.
Should be right up Donnie's
Yeah,
alley.
right up Donnie's alley. That's what I was thinking. See, I hope they can fit in there because of their shells. You know what I mean? That is just weird looking, man.
This disturbs me.
Disturbs me.
Time to party.
Dude, they look kind of cool. Whoa.
This will enable you to disrupt the crystal energy flow.
Thanks. Okay, we all clear on the
Who's
plan?
who? He's Leo.
Those are cool looking suits, man.
Yeah, they are.
Now where's that crystal heart of yours?
Hopefully down the middle, right? It's not gonna be there.
At least we know the armor works. Now let's give the staff another try.
I mean, it works, but it doesn't work that well. Get it. You gotta hit it.
The
Hit
Atlantean
it.
battle armor. Don't storm the Star Chamber without it.
Did you think it was gonna reform?
Yeah, I thought it was. I love the... Dude, I love the look.
That's Donnie.
Yeah.
He's usually
Raph.
goes off the best. Yeah.
Good
Nice.
job. See, that's what I wanted to see.
Who was
Works!
Donnie?
Aim for the crystal heart!
Now get him.
Nice.
Aw, did I break your heart?
Zing. Oh.
Oh!
Oh, there we go. That's what. That's perfect for him.
Okay, now let's find that crystal.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. I keep thinking they have to break it.
Roll out the welcome mat and break out the bone china! You got company!
You dare desecrate the Star Chamber?
Look at his sharp fingers. Jesus.
You are no match for my power.
That's why we're not here
Palpatine.
to fight you now!
Ooh. Oh, whoa.
We must flee the city.
Oh, thank you. This place is done.
We're gonna get up there.
Grab my hand!
I don't know which turtle it was that saved her.
Raph.
No. Raph was what helped him up.
Close call. But we did.
Leonardo.
But I've lost everything I've ever known.
And your eyebrows.
Poor girl.
Yeah. That sucks.
Where will you go, Rasalia?
I have heard long ago of other underground cities where Atlanteans like myself fled the Dark Empire. Farewell, my friends.
I like her. She's alright.
I mean, what a moral person.
Thank you for dragging me back down here to creepy cavern.
You got a size back somehow.
And look at the bright side.
Yeah, he did.
We'll never have to come back down here.
Really? Yeah, it's...
And the time before that. And the time before that.
Mikey, be quiet.
Before that. Ow!
I knew he was gonna get hit.
That was a cool episode, man.
You know how you like the Cthulhian one? That was one of your favorites? I love that one. But I love this one. That's like, to me, I love ancient civilizations and stuff like that. So we will call them the Atlanteans for the sake of conversation.
Yeah.
But I've always been kind of obsessed with Atlantia and like the story of it, right?
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, we just got in probably a 20-minute episode them literally reversing course on an Earth ending
Yeah.
cataclysmic event.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think they did it in a way where it was like, it didn't really seem that rushed. It was just kind of to the point. They
Yeah.
told a good story, and yeah, I really
Well, they
enjoyed it.
incorporated a previous storyline as well in a meaningful
Yeah.
way. So who was it? Not Socrates. Or was who was it? I can't remember. But there was an ancient Greek, well-known historian philosopher, and that's where the story of Atlantis comes from. Because so and so's uncle told him a story about it, and it's just persisted. Have you guys heard of the Eye of the Sahara?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Sahara Desert in North Africa, there is
Big eye, yeah.
it's called a Richat structure. That's what it's actually called. And from space, it's visible from space. Astronauts the first time we've ever seen it was really from space. And it's just this huge circular structure in the middle of the desert with these rings. And they try to explain kind of, well, it's probably because of this and that, but there's not a good explanation for it. And some people think, especially Jimmy Corsetti, who is a investigative journalist historian, he believes it was the city of Atlantis. So it didn't exactly sink in the sea, as far as he's concerned. He believes that
It's just buried in the
there's some
desert.
cataclysmic flood, and there's probably 5-mile high waves that hit the African continent. Maybe 11,500 years ago, and just wiped it out, and then it receded back. Because you look at the beach, and there's these kind of these lines from where the waves hit, and it kind of claws the earth.
Yeah.
There's these things, except they're visible from space, and they're like, 100 feet long,
Right.
half a mile long. So it's almost like, oh, that's the wind. No, it's a lot more similar to if you go to the beach, it looks like the waves did that. And so maybe these ancient waves hit that thing, and these are, several miles high or 2 or 3 mile high waves just wiped everything
So
out.
he's thinking this is just buried under the desert.
Yeah, but because of
We haven't digged it up yet?
because of where it is, we can't really get there because it's controlled by,
For now.
it's controlled by certain people. We just can't get to it in a safe way.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of things that are consistent with, like, oh wow, this definitely had seawater recently. So
Interesting
anyway,
stuff.
Yeah. So I've always loved I've always loved the stories. But and by the way, we didn't really talk like we were going to. I know you took notes, but so what's the girl's name? Is it Rosalia?
Versalia.
Versalia. Okay, Versalia. And one of my favorite things is when it was showing the history of it, and the idea that we kind of had this Assassin's Creed origin story as well.
Right.
That there was this civilization here that was, and not even human civilization, some precursor to us, that was controlling the world and using its own energy source. And so there is this idea that, like, oh, are we the first civilization? We probably are, because we'd be able to see if they used, if they were like a vast continent expanding civilization, like a significant one, then they would leave traces behind with the energy they use, right?
Right.
Like, in 10,000 years, there'd be no traces of us. Even our buildings would be gone. But you'd be able to tell we use nuclear energy. There's all kinds of things that you can measure. You can do soil samples and say, oh, there was something here, okay?
Do you think there's something that could be like the size of a small town, like way at the bottom of the ocean?
Well, it's funny that you say that. There is all this. I've been following the UFO/UAP stuff for like probably about 5 to 10 years, and one of these.
Crazy is true.
One of these things. I don't know if anything's true until we know it's true. Yeah,
Trump's release those files.
Yeah, but most of these files, they're just going to say or back up things that have, because a lot of these things have leaked anyways.
Right.
And the idea is all kinds of, and this is all, who knows if it's true. It could all be a distraction, right? And I'm trying to really tell myself they could be distracting us from something else. But there's this idea.
That's what I was when I told you before.
Yeah.
That I was gonna go through regarding this. That was literally gonna probably be my question was.
Well, it's okay. Like the Age of Disclosure documentary. It's supposedly Bush, Obama. I don't know anything about Biden, but Trump's first term, they wanted to come out and say, yeah, there's something out there. But the idea is they were encouraged by their team, like, you shouldn't do it because A, you're admitting that there's things that we can't control or track, and that you don't even have all the information. And you're saying, and we're powerless to stop it. You're going to say that on national TV? It could cripple the economy. You know what I mean? So they're kind of.
Do I agree with that? I don't know, but that's a different. This is a podcast conversation.
Okay, yeah, it's a podcast conversation. But what I think is cool about this is just, I don't know. I've always liked the idea and the history, or the supposed history of this. But if ancient civilizations were using an alternate fuel source that wasn't fossil fuels, then we would not be able to really track them. If they weren't using nuclear energy, or you know, what I mean, we couldn't track them. So in this, they use these crystals that were powered by the sun.
Yeah.
And we would have, if we would not be looking for that in the geological history to even think that someone or some culture was like a vast empire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just think about the concept. So when we were watching this episode, the disturbing thing to me was, imagine being a human on the planet at the time that this happened.
Yeah.
Involuntarily becoming enslaved and being turned into...
They're almost always... Well, no, people sold themselves into slavery too, but go ahead. Yeah, being turned into these monsters?
Yeah, like the beast of burden monsters that are just forced to forever do hard labor.
It's awful.
Forever.
Terrible.
Like, there's something about that is so disturbing to me.
No, absolutely. And I
know everyone's thinking like, well, yeah, duh, Tom, like that's slavery, right? But like, I'm talking like... Specifically, when you see like them just being turned into these,
you're
mutants.
literally losing your humanity. You're a monster when you look at yourself. You know what I mean? That's awful. Now the guys
with the wings,
they can fly away like jackass. You know what I mean?
I feel like that wouldn't be that bad of a gig.
Wouldn't be that bad of a gig. I mean, I wouldn't want it, but if I had the choice, I'd definitely be turning to those things.
They looked human.
They look human. They just have wings. They're like angels. But so the other ancient humans that were in the flashback, they kind of had this Greek look. With I did catch a few helmets, and their ships. You know, they kind of look Greek in nature.
I was surprised because I was like, I would feel like their weapons would be so primitive compared to the Atlanteans.
Yeah, they would be, and that's probably why it took a long time to overthrow them. But, you know, Greeks had some, you know, have you heard of, I think it's called Greek fire? Yeah, I mean, we were able to use Greek fire. We were able to shoot it from our boats to other enemy boats. Well, not we, but the Greeks. And we don't know what it was made out of, but it burned on water. It decimated ships.
It's like freaking...
It was made out of some
Thrones.
stuff that we don't know what it is. Like, yeah, like Dragonfire.
Dragonfire.
Yeah.
No, the other stuff. At the Battle of...
Blackwater?
Yeah. That was Dragonfire?
Yeah, it was Dragonfire.
How'd they make that?
They found a bunch of, like, a reservoir of it from under, you know, that we had left over from
that's what
Targaryens.
killed. Yeah.
And I think the Maesters were making some. The Maesters were
I
making
think that's what killed Melisandre and everybody there. No, Margaret.
Yeah.
Marjorie,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Good memory. There was also this, I just watched something on this recently. There was this, it was designed to be on our ships, and it was this huge magnifying glass type thing and mirrors, and it was designed to take in the sun and shoot out a laser that would set ships on fire. So essentially, the Greeks had what, if you were an enemy ship, it looked like it was shooting a laser at your ship, catching everything on fire.
You Greeks pride yourself on your logic. I suggest you use it.
Yeah. Well, really, though, and honestly, the Greeks were all about philosophy.
Xerxes looks so cool in that movie.
He's awesome, yeah. But the Romans they borrowed what they wanted to from the Greeks, like their philosophy and most of their gods. And they were more about army, military, empire, order, stuff like that. And, you know, but anyway, so they were fighting in this flashback what looked to be like ancient Greeks. You know what I mean? In my head, I think it would be farther back, much farther back.
Well, Sid, they've been around for 10,000 years, so it's like...
Yeah, was it 10,000 years was the last, where it last went down, the last fight?
So it's like, there would have been a scenario in which...
So it was before the Bronze Age.
Yeah, it would have predated anything like what we would have seen the humans fighting them with at that time.
Yeah. Well, you know, kids are watching this, aren't going to know. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyways... what's her name? Versalia.
She, well, I mean, we'll see her again. There's other, supposedly,
cities here, underground cities.
I just resort myself on the show to, if we see a character like that who's named and exits peacefully, that we're going to see him again.
Yeah, I think you're right. So,
except for Leatherhead, who should have been in the Christmas dinner with everybody.
We watched it out of order. Well, we watched it in a different order than it aired. Okay, so another thing, think about her who, if you're in her shoes, and your people, your everything, your world, like she gives all that up to save everyone else. Like if we found out that there is a galactic civilization, okay, and then would you elect to betray your people, like destroy the Earth and all of humanity because maybe humanity was going to do something else to this galactic civilization? And you know what I mean?
No, yeah, because it's like, I know they kind of tried to answer it, but I'm like, well, what's she gonna do now? It's not like she can fill out a resume and go get a job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what's she gonna do?
I don't know.
What is she gonna do if she can't find any of those other civilizations?
Just die, I guess, eventually. Yeah. But Malachi, would you give up your like planet Earth to save this civilization that you never knew and they're not human, like on fucking one of Jupiter's moons? You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's
9 times out of 10, no.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like there's only like 75 people here, but you know, if it's her civilization,
Yeah, she's the only female. How do they breed?
there were other females there. Like in the beginning when they were running, and they were in between that army of people or Atlanteans and the magma monsters, there were some women there. Yeah, so. No, I really like this episode. We could probably talk about it for an hour, but we can't do that because we got to do more. Anyways, guys, hope you like it. Drop a comment down below. Check us out on Patreon. Bye-bye.